Yo, what's up, gang? It's your favorite fearless heroes here, Daniel Ehrenberg and Logan Adair. How's it going, Logan?
Yep. Welcome to Team Friendship, uh, where I am and the D Train is, and where all of you are
And
right now.
Paul Abrahamian.
And Paul Abrahamian,
Yeah,
our favorite Big Brother player
my
over here on the
my
franchise.
actual favorite Big Brother player. Hey,
Yeah, I can't say my favorite.
why?
I would get canceled.
Really?
Yeah.
Who is it?
No, I just wanted to say that.
Oh
Make
my
people think,
God,
who is it?
man! Is your favorite the challenge player? Kenny,
Kenny?
Kenny or Evan?
We're talking about Big Brother players.
I brought up the challenge because they're both canceled. All right. I'm a big George. I like what? Who's the one that won Dirty 30? Like Camilla.
Camilla.
I like her too. All right. Anyway, we don't want to get canceled, and we also don't want to bore you with shit about reality TV. So we're here doing a bonus episode today. It's about Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It was the last one, right?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't remember. Maybe it's the first wish. But it's not. It's the last wish. And we're also talking about the New Mutants,
Well,
which
we're gonna
came.
we're doing it reverse what you said though, right?
Yeah, we'll start with New Mutants, I guess, because it came out first. Um, but does anyone even remember this movie exists? I couldn't believe it was available on Disney Plus.
Where did you think it was?
I thought I'd have to pay for it somewhere.
No.
I'm surprised that like Disney allows people to remember that this exists
Why?
because it was released so unceremoniously at the height of the pandemic, and nobody liked it. It has a 2.3 on Letterboxd.
Everyone that I follow basically gave it a 2.
I saw some ones mixed in.
Yeah, it was mostly 2s though.
I gave it a 2, but you know
Yeah,
what?
you did. Now it's
I
a 3.
Now I like it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. We'll talk about why.
I'm at a 2.5. I could go either way. So let's
Interesting.
see how this goes.
Okay. So, the New Mutants based on comic from the 80s. Chris Claremont. Chris Claremont was writing the X-Men. He wrote the X-Men for like 300 issues or something. So they let him do some spin-offs. And one was this thing, the New Mutants. It was Professor Xavier training like all the X-Men at this point were adults. So it started out like they were teens. So why don't we bring some new teens in there? So Xavier was training these teens, and that book ran for like 100 issues until they were adults too, and then they turned it into X-Force.
So you read up to when these people were all adults?
And I read X-Force, man. I've read the entire catalog of adventures of these characters.
Are these all the characters? Only
No,
the 4 or 5 of them?
no. There's Shan Karma. That's what she's called. She was supposed to come for the sequel. There's Warlock, which was a big.
He's famous.
Yeah, he was a big character. Although you're probably thinking of Adam Warlock, which is a different character.
Might be right.
But yeah, there are a whole bunch of them.
So why were they left
Boom
out?
Boom. That's another one. Boom Boom.
They're not as prolific or as cool as these guys?
Boom Boom was cool. I don't know why they didn't include her, but yeah, I think they were intended for sequels, but then nobody liked the movie, so there were no sequels.
Yeah, I think COVID just ate it up.
Yeah, yeah. But like it was fucked up before COVID. We'll talk about the development process.
Yeah, you're right.
So, around 2009, they started saying in public that they wanted to incorporate the New Mutants into the X-Men movies, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But
What was that up after like Origins Wolverine around that time?
yeah. I mean, around Origins Wolverine, they were like, let's just bring in every character. Let's do all the X-Men characters. Right. So nothing happened with that for a few years, but then Josh Boone directed The Fault in Our Stars, which I never saw. You see that movie?
I saw it when it came out.
That's got like Shailene with a breathing tube.
That's right. And Ansel Elgort.
Oh, he's the lead, huh?
Hmm.
He's canceled. We're not allowed to like him anymore.
And
What's
she like is a weirdo too. I don't think people like her either.
But I think we give her a little bit of rope because she's such a weirdo.
Yeah.
It's like oh Shailene, yeah, she doesn't believe in vaccinations, but she doesn't believe in like bathing
What
either.
about Kyrie? He's a weirdo. Kyrie Irving
Well, none of Shailene Woodley's views I don't think are
hurt
actively
anybody?
harmful.
All right, that's completely fair.
Yeah. Um
By the way, can I tell you something?
yeah.
I was listening to an episode with you and Henry. It might have been the Oceans episode, and you were like, "Have you listened to the new Kanye? It rips so hard." And he was like, "I didn't like it that much," and you were like, "No, it ruled." It was so funny to listen
Oh
to.
my god. I wonder what album that was. Maybe Life of Pablo?
Nope, keep going.
Yay?
Yep, that's the one.
I gotta tell you, in hindsight, Nathaniel's right about that one. I was just excited there was a new Kanye album out because that one only has a couple good tracks.
It was. I couldn't believe my ears.
I was a big fan, man.
I know.
I bought My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy the second it was released, and I walked around all day in New York listening to it on my Discman.
You're not scared you're gonna like get jumped or something?
Not anymore. Not here in Vegas. I was all the time in New
No,
York.
I'm in New York when you're just listening with your earbuds in.
Oh, what? What?
You
No.
like you don't know your surroundings. I feel like I'd be
I
so
I
scared.
I I I had a way of paying attention to it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I was more embarrassed to just be like a white kid walking around listening to rap really loud.
Yeah, I just hope nobody asks what you're listening
Yeah.
to.
No, but I mean, I feel like you could probably hear it coming out of my earphones. Anyway, where are we at? Josh Boone, right. He's the dude who did Fall in Our Stars. So
That's
he
really it, right?
that was his thing at the time. Yeah. He's done other shit since. He did the Stand miniseries for Paramount Plus.
Yeah, he produced that with this writer, Nate Lee.
Well,
They
they're
produced it together.
collaborators. They worked on, I think, Fault in Our Stars together too.
Oh wow, they go way back.
Yeah. So they pitched it together to this fellow Simon Kinberg, who had like taken over the X-Men franchise around this time, and they like cut up some old Chris Claremont New Mutants comics and ordered them like storyboards, and they were like, "This is how we do the movie." And Kinberg thought it was cool, so they signed him on to do it.
Okay.
It was originally going to be the follow up to X-Men Apocalypse, like the next official X-Men movie after X-Men Apocalypse. So it was supposed to take place in the 80s because X-Men
And they did
Apocalypse
Dark
did.
Phoenix.
Well, eventually they did Dark Phoenix, yeah, but then this movie they decided we don't even want it to follow up on Apocalypse, like because no one liked that movie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Which was crazy because Days of Future Past and The First Class were such hits. People love those movies.
But I mean, you watch Apocalypse, and it's just
I didn't even see it.
undeniably way worse than those movies.
Yeah, I could tell by the trailer. And Oscar Isaac was like a big deal at the time. And isn't he Apocalypse? And I could not even care. And I was a big fan of him at the time.
He's wasted in that movie too. Like the Apocalypse, Apocalypse is honestly one of my favorite X-Men villains, and he sucks in that movie.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'm over it. I was maybe a little mad in 2016. But yeah, so like in the original version of this script, like James McAvoy's Professor X is all over the script. And they had to cut him out because they didn't want to follow up on Apocalypse. And apparently Storm was in it too, who's also in Apocalypse.
Well, I'm glad they're not in it.
Oh, well, all right. That's
You
fine.
want that extra layer on top of it where there's like real X-Men stuff? I like the like containedness of this.
My New Mutant slogan, we're trained by Professor Xavier.
Oh,
so
see, I
it
didn't know
feels
that.
very weird not to have Professor Xavier. Cecilia Reyes is training them, and that's a really random character because she wasn't created until like 20 years after the New Mutants comic ended.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
She's
Well,
just some fucking rando who creates force fields.
she's not that random. She's in the I Am Legend.
The actresses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember her?
Alice Braga. I mean, I've seen her in other shit. She never really makes an impression. She came out. She came out. Well, she was in City of God. You know that movie?
Sure.
Like that was her big break, and she sort of hung around the entertainment industry since then, being uncharismatic.
Jeez. Sort of a connection to this episode. In I Am Legend, her child is watching Shrek, and we're about to cover Puss in Boots: The
You,
Last Wish.
you want to hear another connection between New Mutants and Puss in Boots?
Yeah.
They originally filmed uh like a post credit sequence to set up a sequel that got cut after like they realized there's probably not going to be a sequel.
Which movie? Oh, New Mutants.
Yeah. And in the post credit sequence, apparently Antonio Banderas played Sunspot's dad.
Who the hell is Sunspot?
Oh, sorry, that's his name from the comic, Roberto.
Oh, Roberto. You mean the guy from 13 Reasons Why?
Is he in that?
Yeah.
Man, you'll always point out a 13 Reasons Why cast
I have
member.
to. It's like a bit at this point.
Yeah, I get it. So yeah, what else happened? Okay, so
Talk about the writer. Something cool about the writer.
I don't know. Tell me.
He came up with bits for the last 2 Jackass movies. 3
Really?
and 4. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Nate Lee.
Well, I like this guy because he spells his name Nate, Knate. That's cool, right?
I don't know.
I'm not sure either.
Isn't Nate, because Nate is short for Nathan usually, and Nathan is usually short for Nathaniel. So is his name Nathaniel with a K?
I think it could be Nathaniel, and he's just adding that K to be cool.
No way he added that.
He definitely added the K.
That's horrible.
Come on, he's a jackass guy.
Yeah.
You know,
Spike Jones, his name is really Spike Jones?
No.
What's his real name?
I don't know, but it's definitely not Spike Jones. You want me to look it up? I'm actually kind of curious.
It was really Spike Jones?
No, his name is Adam Spiegel.
Oh, I knew that. I remember looking it up. Adam Spiegel.
Yeah.
Man.
Fucking hell. All right. So the original release date for this was April 13th, 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's 5 years ago at this point.
Yeah, but they hadn't had the it was already done filming by then, but they hadn't had the visual effects done, so it got pushed back. And then all kinds of shit was going down. So one thing that happened was they were working on it. It was supposed to be like a straight up horror movie.
Yeah, I remember this.
And then
I was pumped.
Yeah, and then 20th Century Fox got like scared. They got spooked by all the horror, and they were like, "Can you make it more like 13? No, not 13 Reasons Why. Fault in Our Stars. Like do it more like that." So they had to like rewrite it in production and make it more like that. But then during production, it came out in theaters and was a huge hit. And so then 20th Century Fox was like, I think horror's in. Make it more horror.
Yeah, this kind of feels like it. It sort of feels like the haunted house element where they turn the corner and there's the smiley guy around the corner coming at them like Pennywise a little bit, right?
Yeah, I guess
you can sort of feel that.
So, like, the movie was a mess during production. Like, it went back and forth. They had to come back for reshoots like a bunch of times, like sometimes years later after they finished making it. And then finally, Disney bought 20th Century Fox, and Disney paid for them to do the last of the reshoots. And then the release date was going to be April 2020, but then COVID happened.
Yeah.
And so it ended up coming out August 28th, 2020, during the height of COVID. I wasn't fucking stepping foot near a movie theater at that point.
No.
So I waited till it was streaming. I don't remember where it was streaming. Probably Disney Plus, I guess. But yeah, I mean, you want to talk about it? Oh, it was nominated for a Saturn Award for Best Comic to Film. It lost to Joker.
Yeah, everything probably lost to Joker.
Probably. It had a budget of $80 million, which it doesn't seem like on the screen, right? It looks like it cost like 45.
They probably gave Anya Taylor $40 million.
No, I don't think she was as big a deal back then, man.
Yeah, not really. Especially in 2017 or
That's
whenever
what
they
I'm
shot it.
saying. Yeah, she had like just done The Witch.
Yeah, basically. Though it's Split, right?
Yeah, yeah, she was coming off a Split. And the movie ended up making $49.2 million at the box office. They lost a pretty penny on this one. Disney was like, "Did we make the right move buying 20th Century Fox?" But I guess we got all the other X-Men characters now and the Fantastic Four, so I suppose we'll
Was this
use
the
them
last
too.
X-Men that they've made?
Yeah, this wrapped up that franchise, dude.
Do they have anything going right now?
I no, the next thing they're doing with the X-Men is incorporating them into the MCU.
That's
So
right.
I think they're gonna recast everything.
Yeah, and
So
they've done Deadpool, right?
yeah, well, Deadpool they're incorporating into the MCU.
Yeah, he's working with Hugh.
Yeah, Hugh's still playing Wolverine, which is
Yeah, he got like
weird.
$100 million or something to come back and
You,
work out to be Hugh Jackman again.
you know what's weird about Wolverine is because of his healing factor and all the shit Weapon X did to him, he's not supposed to age. But he looks about 40 years older than he did in the first one.
So since the first movie to now, he's not supposed to age at all.
Right. I mean,
Damn.
you remember in the fucking Origins Wolverine, they show him fighting in like the Civil War,
Right.
and he looks
Yeah,
the same.
I do remember that, yeah.
It's weird, man. The same thing happens in Buffy, man. Some of these vampires that stick around a long time, you're like, you don't look the same, dude.
Yeah, that's funny actually.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, so it came in at number 13 at the box office, even though it made
Wow.
that little because 2020, like COVID. I looked at it. The top 7 movies all came from like the 2 months before COVID happened. The number one movie that year was Bad Boys for Life, which came out in January.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
I
You
did.
guys never did Bad Boys.
Yeah, dude. We could do that. We could pull the trigger on that anytime you want to. It's one of my favorite franchises.
Yeah, and I think they're making a fourth one, right?
I hope so.
It's weird that the 4 wasn't Bad Boys for Life, right?
It is weird, and I thought about that a lot at the time, and I still think it's weird.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, they spelled it FOR, but yeah, I still don't care for it. But I do love the song Bad Boys for Life by Diddy.
Okay.
You familiar with that?
I don't think so.
Maybe end the episode with it.
All right.
I mean, or save it for when we do Bad Boys for Life. Anyway, should we talk about this? Oh, it came in between Like a Boss and Fantasy Island. No one gives a shit. Let's talk about it.
Can I tell you the Big Brother connection with this movie that I kept thinking about the entire time?
Sure.
Okay, so the main girl in the movie
Danny Moonstar?
Danny Moonstar, her name's Danny, okay? And the doctor in the film, her name is Dr. Reyes, okay? And there's a Big Brother player named Danny Reyes, and I could not stop thinking about her the entire time, anytime they were in a scene together. Danny Reyes. Anyway.
Well,
so you like this movie?
I would love to know if anybody else made that connection. Write to me or leave it in the comments. Yeah, I'm curious.
But I have like a Big Brother brain, so
See, Danny Reyes is not familiar to me because she comes from that brief 11 to 14 period that I haven't seen.
No. Danny Reyes from Big Brother 3, who came in second place. Remember with Danny and Jason, with Lisa, and then she played on All Stars.
It's Danielle Reyes.
Danielle. Sorry, Danielle Reyes.
Yeah, Danny Reyes.
Well, they call her Danny, so I was saying Danny. But yes, Danielle Reyes.
It's not even the same thing.
Yes, it is.
I don't know, man. I never would have put that together. And I like Danielle Reyes.
All right. Well, all
right. Let's talk about Danny Moonstar, though.
Yeah, Danielle Moonstar.
Fuck off. She's always referred to as Danny in the comics. Her name was Mirage, I think, something like that. And she's a Native American. And she's played by an actress in this movie named Blue something.
Yeah, she had a cool name.
What is it?
Blue
Blue
Ivy,
Hunt.
something like that.
No, it's
Blue
not
Hunt.
Blue Ivy because I know that because Beyonce is trying to get that trademark now. Wait, not Beyonce. Fucking Kardashian.
Yeah,
Wait,
I don't
which
know.
one's Blue Ivy?
I don't know. Everyone has a kid that with a weird
That
name,
it's
and
Beyonce. That's because Northwest is the one for.
oh
Yeah,
yes,
Blue Ivy is Jay Z and Kanye West. Jay Z and Beyonce's kid, and right now she's trying to get that name trademarked so that nobody else can name their kid that.
who's trying to do that?
Beyonce.
No, who's trying to name their kid that? No, people.
Well, it's an iconic name, Logan.
I guess so.
Yeah, because of this kid.
What if it's your middle name? You still can't do it.
Can't do it,
Like
bro.
Blue Ivy,
You
Blue Ivy
better.
Ehrenberg. You
I
can't do
mean,
that.
I could if I wanted to pay Beyonce a weekly stipend.
All right, for the entire lifetime of that child.
I don't know how it's working. I
God
mean,
damn,
it hasn't been approved yet, but she's just trying to get that done right now.
that's
That's
interesting.
how she's spending her time.
I don't think I've heard of somebody doing that with a name before.
Yeah, because it's a fucking insane thing to do. That you have to have an ego the size of fucking
Texas, which is where she's from.
yeah. Hey, all right, Houston. All right, so it starts with Danny Moonstar as played by Blue Hunt, who's my LVP of the movie.
Oh,
Well, I only because she's a bad actress, and
oh, I disagree.
well, she's cute or whatever, but come on,
I took a liking to her.
I bet you did, man. So it starts. It immediately gets on my bad side. This movie because she's reading an Indian proverb in voiceover. And
Yeah,
and
you're right.
I'm a noted hater of Native American mysticism.
There are two bears. One is good and one is evil.
Yeah. So yeah, they're setting up the Demon Bear, which is a classic New Mutants storyline from that run from the 80s.
It's too funny. Demon bear is too funny of a thing.
I know. The thing is, like, the art in that comic was by this dude, Bill Sienkiewicz, and it was so abstract and shit that it kind of made everything seem cool. But then when you just got like a CGI bear looking at you, it's kind of dumb.
Even like when she says it, when she's like, "It was the demon bear." How do you do that? That's good acting. She says it with a straight face the entire time. I don't know if I could do that.
Maybe you're right, man. All right, so she's running from some shit. Her dad's played by Adam Beach, who's like barely in the movie. I assume
Kicking Wing from Joe Dirt. Remember when we did that?
Good call. Yeah, I mean, to get that actor, I assume he had more to do in the original version of this movie.
Really? What's he doing these days? He was in Joe Dirt in 2003 or whatever.
I feel like I see that dude all the time because now you're not allowed to cast parts with actors that aren't the actual thing, you know?
Yeah.
So he's Native American. So now he gets a lot of work because you're not allowed to cast like white people as Native Americans anymore. He was in The Power of the Dog.
Really? Was he? I don't remember that. I saw that movie.
He sure was, man. And the TV show Nancy Drew on the CW.
Okay.
I saw him in that too. All right. I only watched the first few episodes of that, but it was pretty cute. I still follow a lot of the actors on Instagram. All right. So Logan,
yeah, he dies, by the way.
He's dead, and Danny gets taken into a mansion. We think it might be like the Xavier Institute or something.
Did you? I didn't think that.
Well, I did because Professor Xavier trains him in the comics.
Oh, I just thought she was at a hospital.
No, all right. But it's a big mansion hospital, and it's being run by Cecilia Reyes and Alice Braga. That's her name,
Yeah,
and then we meet the rest of the cast in a group therapy session.
Yes, very fun therapy session.
Yeah, one of them is Cannonball. Wait, I can't. I have to use their actual names, right?
Do both. I want to know their names.
All right. Well, Cannonball. That's Sam Guthrie, and
this is the Stranger Things.
This is Stranger Things guy. What's his name? Charlie Heaton.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, they could have introduced his sister, Husk Paige Guthrie, in a later film. All right, but Just Cannonball in this one. He can blast off and shit, and they always have him in a sling because he doesn't have full control of his powers yet. Then you got Sunspot, Roberto da Costa.
You're gonna say like his backstory. He killed his dad
Oh,
in like a coal
Cannonball.
mine.
Right. Oh, that's right. Yeah. There's you get to see their like worst fears in this movie, and so you get to see the memory of him in that coal mine. It was pretty wild, man. I
Man,
can't
that was kind
picture
of
him.
boring. Anytime we're in a coal mine in a movie, I'm not that into it.
I guess I know what you mean, man. Um,
Except Dolly Dearest, that's good.
that's not even that good.
Doesn't that open in a coal mine?
I don't recall, man.
I think The
I kind of like
Exorcist
that
also.
movie North Country, where Charlize Theron plays like the first lady they let work in the coal mines.
Who does? I'm sorry.
Charlize Theron.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
That was like her attempt at a second Oscar, like right after Monster came out.
She won for Monster, or she
Yeah.
was just trying again for Monster.
No, she
Oh.
won for Monster.
She was trying to like repeat like back to back.
Yeah, she was trying to Tom Hanks it.
Yeah, it didn't work.
No.
Well, didn't somebody do that? Mahershala, didn't he do that recently?
Yep,
Yeah, that's
big
pretty
time.
cool.
All right, so Sunspot, Roberto da Costa, he's a rich kid, and he's got sun powers.
Yeah, I didn't really understand. He like, can he? Does he have like? Can he fly?
In the comic, he can.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. But he just gets real hot, and then he can shoot fire out of his hands or whatever. Anyway.
And he can't have sex really because he'll get too hot.
Right. Well,
And-
that's just him. He can't control his powers yet.
Right,
So
not
it
yet.
seemed didn't they say like he killed his first girlfriend because he was trying to fuck her, and then he just like burned her to death.
I don't think they say it. I think he at one point he's looking at his like a picture of his girlfriend after he talks about how he gets too hot. And I think
Right.
you're meant to put together that that's what happened.
Well, I got news for you. I put that together.
Me too. But
Yeah.
you already knew it. I didn't even know it, and I still put.
No, that's not a thing from the comic.
Oh, that's new.
Yeah, that's new. All right, so then there's Rain Sinclair, and she's Scottish. There's a lot of accents in the New Mutants, and they decided to use all of them in the movie, which I think was maybe not the move because none of these actors know how to do the accents they're doing.
Well, she I know is in Game of Thrones, so I kind of assumed this might be kind of her accent. No,
Yeah, but Rain is supposed to be like super Scottish.
so
and
she's putting on
it
a
didn't
voice
come
here.
across Scottish to me. It just came across British.
Yeah, I didn't even think she was putting on anything, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. But like Charlie Heaton, like
Oh,
you
God.
know, he's doing a southern accent all through the movie, and that sucks. It's really
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
And then you got
Ileana also.
yeah, you got Anya Taylor-Joy doing a Russian accent.
She's having fun.
She's having a real good time. She's the MVP of the movie.
You could tell she's like, I'm the most famous person on this set. I'm
Yeah.
ruling right now. This
She's
is
got
awesome.
real BDE, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Rain, let's talk about her. That's Maisie Williams. I'm still not convinced she can act, but she's a cute little
She's pretty
elfin
good here, I thought.
child. I know. I actually kind of like her in this movie too.
Yeah, possible MVP.
All right. Well, and she can turn into a wolf.
Yeah, and she's gay. She's a gay wolf.
That is true. Yeah, that was a
Or
real
at least bisexual.
right. That was a problem in the comic because she's super religious. That was part of her character, but they didn't really talk about that.
Yeah,
too
the
much.
priest is like thinks she's a witch at one point
Yeah,
because she's an X-Man or she's a mutant.
yeah. Her name was Wolfsbane in the comic.
That was her name.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a name in like the Justice League? Oh no, that's Steppenwolf, right?
Jesus
Sorry.
Christ! All right, and then yeah, the real headliner here is Ileana, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, and you know she can go into like a demon dimension called Limbo, and she's got this big sword called the Soul Sword, and her name's Magic with a K.
She's a puppet.
Yeah, which is weird. We'll talk about that in a second.
Lockheed.
Yeah. And in the she's supposed to be Colossus's sister.
Okay. Is
So
that
I
why she has
thought,
a metal arm? Does Colossus have? Isn't he the metal
nah,
guy?
yeah, but I don't think that's why. But I was thought it was weird they didn't include him because he'd already been well introduced in those X Men movies by this point.
And he was in Deadpool.
Yeah, isn't it weird that like she never said like they start talking about the X-Men at some point? Shouldn't Ileana have piped up with like, "Yeah, my brother's in that team."
Yeah, she should have said that, but I obviously didn't know that at the time.
Yeah. But anyway, what are you
And
going to
she's
do?
scared of Marilyn Manson,
What?
the smiley guy that's played by Marilyn Manson.
Is that Marilyn Manson?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I scrolled to the IMDb at the very end was Marilyn Manson as the smiley dude.
Holy shit, man. That's wild. I had no idea.
Yeah,
Um so the Lockheed the puppet is strange. In the comics, that's not hers. Like, do you know the character Kitty Pryde that Elliot Page
yes,
played in an X-Men movie?
yep.
She they're
Only
like on
one.
a I think just the
Days of
last.
Future Past.
Oh
That's the only
no, you're
one.
right. No, she was in the Last Stand too.
Okay.
But they were like the X-Men were on another planet or something, and they found this dragon, like an actual little dragon guy, and she took him in as a pet and named him Lockheed, and like hung out with him in the comics. So, but I don't know what they were doing here. They made him Ileana's pet, and they made him a hand puppet.
He's real in the other dimension though. Whenever she travels there, I saw him flying around.
Yeah, I guess she found him in limbo and brought him over here, and when he's here he's a hand puppet. It's very strange though.
I sort of liked it.
I don't I'm not giving it shit because I kind of liked it in the context of the movie too. It was just like as an X-Men nerd, like it was odd. It was an odd use.
And it seemed like it helped her when she was scared. Like there's a moment where she sees the smiley guy and she asks the puppet what it is, and she sort of uses it for comfort.
Yeah,
I
and
was
she
sort of
a
into
lot
it.
of times she refers to things in we using the we pronoun.
Yes, you're right. Anya Taylor Joy, she's a great actor. She's so good at being scared. Like when she first sees the smiley guy, I don't know what his name is. I'm just calling him the smiley guy.
I think that's
But
what it is.
okay, I know it was like smiley something. But she first sees him and like her face just like is sunken. She's so good. Yeah, I just can't get
Yeah.
over it.
So let me right off the bat, I really only like two of the performances out of the five New Mutants,
I like
but
three of them.
but I think they nailed the looks of the characters. They really look like them. Like Anya Taylor Joy's bangs is are perfect,
Yeah.
and Rain's little short hair and her little chubby face.
I love how Anya Taylor Joy plays with her look. She sort of does it more than anybody. I feel like she knows how interesting her face is, and she really takes advantage of it.
And she takes roles that take advantage of it
Yeah,
too.
Queen's Gambit. I never saw that, but that's a really interesting character.
Dude, you should watch Queen's Gambit.
I
That's a
should. She like
fun
fucks.
shit.
She fucks the Dursley, right?
Yeah, she sure does. She fucks a lot of people in that show.
Oh my
And
god.
yeah, she's just like playing chess and fucking. That's that whole series. And it's probably the best thing she's ever done.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. The Witch is pretty good.
I love The Witch and I love The Northman, but like she's only
What about
in,
Glass?
yeah, but like she's in every scene of the Queen's Gambit. Like that's her show.
Yeah. I mean, she's gonna do so much more though.
Yeah, she's gonna be big. I mean, she already is, right? She's getting there.
Yeah.
She's probably
Yeah.
gonna win an Oscar someday.
Yeah. Yeah. She'll be nominated in like 2 years probably.
Yeah. All right. So they're in this mansion. They're hanging out.
Can we bring up the thing?
The Buffy spoiler?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I didn't expect the drive-by Buffy spoiler watching the New Mutants.
Patreon.com/the franchise. We're doing Buffy's Angels, where Logan's watching Buffy for the first time. And we're only in the middle of season 2 right now. And both of the things from this episode were pretty late in the game. Like,
I didn't really notice the other thing, but I saw Willow looked like kissing a girl.
yeah. Well, who
So that's
doesn't kiss?
interesting.
What girl doesn't kiss a girl in college?
What
Logan?
girl doesn't kiss a girl in college?
Yeah, they all do. I feel like girls, they're close. You know, like us dudes, we're like real no homo. Like when we're young, like we pretend to be very secure in our sexualities when we're incredibly insecure. And
I saw
like,
these two guys on a
and
podcast. Okay, I'm just gonna say something.
yeah,
They were like, it's so crazy that it was so funny. It's so funny what people just openly talk about. They were like, they were like, it's different sucking a dick and licking a vagina. Like sucking a dick is like a normal thing that you can do. That's not even that gross. But like licking a vagina is like an open wound that you're just like licking and like blood and pee comes out of it. It's like that's disgusting.
the
It's
same.
so
That's the
funny.
same thing about a dick, though. We pee out of those.
Yeah, what are they talking about?
It's weird, but I feel like girls, they'll just be like when they're like 16 years old, they'll just start eating each other's pussies. Like, well, I'll love it. Let's give it a shot. Why not?
Yeah,
All right. Anyway, but so that Buffy spoiler, I don't want you to think about it too hard. But
I'm not going to.
yeah. Anyway,
But it was like it was jarring. I can't
I
lie.
understand. It's from season 5.
Yeah.
Um. All right. What else do you want to talk about? Lesbian tension. And speaking of eating pussy, Danny and Rain are into each other in this movie. I didn't think they were gonna go through with it, but they have them straight up kiss. They're like stargazing in a cemetery. I like that scene where they shower next to each other.
Yeah, you do. I knew you
Yeah,
would.
fuck off. And Rain's got a big W,
What
like
is that? Oh
Brand.
yeah, the little mark on her. What
Yeah.
did that mean? Was that for wolf? I was like, does that mean wolf? Is that so obvious?
At first, I thought it was an upside down M for mutant.
Oh, but why don't the others have it then? If hers is unique, why would it just be mutant?
Well, she grew up in Scotland, which in the comics of X-Men is depicted as a place where everyone still like carries torches.
You know what it is? It's the priest did it. It's witch. He thinks she's a witch.
Oh, witch. Right. That makes
He should have done
sense.
that to Anya Taylor Joy. She's the real witch.
Nah,
What
they
a
should have
dummy.
branded her with 2 V's.
Oh, that's even funnier. Great job.
Thank you. Um I mean, what else do you want to talk about? Pretty much like nothing happens in this movie. Like the first half of it is them just like hanging around, like setting up the characters, meeting each other. And
It
then
works.
like,
I like the characters.
no, I do too, and I like spending time with them. At one point, they like drug Cecilia Reyes's like coffee or
That's when they go
something.
outside and they make out.
Yeah. So and everyone's hanging out, having a real nice time
They go in
during
the
that.
pool.
They go.
Ileana and the 13 Reasons
Well,
Why guy
not
go in the
not
pool.
Ileana. 13 Reasons Why guy goes into the pool and thinks he's with Ileana.
Right, it's like a demon. Oh, was he like picturing? I sort of have a question. So the demon bear like feeds off their fear or something, and so was that like his girlfriend, like all charred up? He thought that's his fear.
I don't know. I think Danny's power is she makes you see your worst fear.
Yeah, that was also a thing.
So
I
I
didn't
think a
understand her
lot of
power.
this is coming from Danny not knowing how to control her powers. So
Right.
Sunspot sees himself like burn up Ileana in the pool, and
So the demon bear was just her fear.
yeah,
Okay, I didn't really love the demon bear, to be honest.
no, it's not great, and it looked kind of stupid. But what are you gonna do? Anyway, I liked when they're listening to "Bastards of Young" by the Replacements. Oh, end the episode with that.
All right, I'll do that. Did you
Yeah.
notice, by the way, that this is it's a little bit Sky High? How the main character doesn't know her powers, like everyone else knows their powers, but the main character hasn't figured it out yet.
I
It's kind
guess
of the
so,
premise of
man.
Sky High.
Sure.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like the stuff with just them hanging around the mansion. Like I was less
me too.
interested in the plot, but like when they were hanging out in the attic doing that lie detector test, that was fun.
Yeah, we learned that he's a virgin and all that stuff, and that Ileana killed a bunch of people. She's like bragging that she's the best one out of everybody.
Yeah,
That's what makes her it's so much better when she gets all scared of Marilyn Manson's character because she was been acting so cool the whole time.
yeah. What
I
about
also
when
yeah, go ahead.
there's a chapel in the mansion? What about when Rain goes in there to deliver confession to nobody, and and she says that she masturbated twice.
I knew you were gonna bring that up. As soon as that, oh, he'll love that one. Yep.
I just you don't hear superheroes talk about jerking off a lot.
No, that's why I like this. It was just like a bunch of like teens
Yeah,
being
they really came across like
being
real
teens.
teens.
Yeah.
Ray is so there. Really, she implies that she's working for Xavier, and all of them because she keeps referring to this mysterious superior, and she's getting like directions from the superior via computer. Like they want her to kill Danny at some point because she's too fucking powerful. And so at first, the kids all assume it's Xavier. Like, oh, you've heard of the X-Men? Yeah, I've heard of those fuckers. They're cool. Do you want to be one of them?
My
I do.
brother was one of them.
Yeah, nope. She doesn't say that.
What was her plan, though? I didn't really understand this woman's motive.
Well, they never really got into it. It's really weird because they say she's working for the Essex Corporation. And for those in the know, Logan, that means it's being run by the classic X-Men villain, Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
All right. And I read that they were talking to John Hamm about playing him in this movie. But
you know, they should get Ethan Hawke because he was in the movie Sinister, and that would be funny.
love it. I love it. So is Scott Derrickson the real Mr. Sinister?
Yes, he is.
All right.
Wait, I was thinking, what? Oh, yeah, because Ethan. I was like, why is Ethan? Because Ethan Hawke was in The Northman with Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh,
I don't think they share any scenes together though.
Maybe no, I don't think so either, actually. But anyway, like that's being set up here. There's a lot of weird shit about this movie because they set up a villain who you never meet in the fucking movie, and then you got like Danny, who, like, if you've read the comic, there's no mystery to this movie whatsoever. Anytime someone sees their fears, you're like, oh, that's Danny's power.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's really no dramatic tension whatsoever. And Cecilia Reyes does not work as the primary villain of the fucking movie.
It also kind of looks like a TV movie a little bit.
It's too dark.
It looks like it would be like on Netflix or something, like the start of a TV show.
Yeah, but I kind of think like that's just because Josh Boone's not a very good director.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe.
did The Fault in Our Stars feel really cinematic?
I was like 15 years old.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know. It's hard to really praise the movie too much. Like, I just liked spending time in it. It's 95 minutes.
I like the acting and the characters. I thought they were real fun.
The characters are good, if not the acting. And you know, it does feel sort of like a pilot of a TV show, but like I'd watch episode 2.
Oh, yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
I would too. I just didn't really care for the villain. I didn't understand. The bear I didn't love. But I liked the smiley guy.
The movie's a fucking mess. All right, it feels like something that's been written and rewritten 100 times and gone in for reshoots and re-edited and shit. It's totally fractured, and it ends at a point that should probably be like the midpoint of the movie, them escaping the mansion. But there's still something about it. Like I wonder whether it's just because superhero movies have gotten so bad.
Yeah,
like
I think it is.
If this was released today, it would be the best superhero movie since that Robert Pattinson Batman movie.
Yeah, you're right. Since then, it's been like Doctor Strange, Thor, and Ant-Man.
Yeah, it's definitely better than all of those.
I agree with you.
It's better than Black Adam.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
It's probably better than that new Shazam.
Did you hear he didn't want Zachary Levi to be in the Black Adam?
I did,
post-credit scene
because he
What an asshole.
wanted to set it up that Black Adam and Superman were the real stars of the DC.
No one's gonna work with this dude anymore.
Yeah, I know. He's
Except Kevin Hart, right?
His ego's gone nuts. You know what he's got to do? Go back and do a WrestleMania so people like him again.
That'll get him back.
That'll get him back, yeah.
Should he win or lose? He should lose and make people
probably
feel
lose,
bad for
yeah. You know, John Cena's wrestling this year at Mania.
him. Or who's wrestling?
Austin Theory.
Oh yeah, I think I knew that. Is it
Yeah.
for anything?
The United States Championship.
Well, he's gonna lose. He's not gonna win. Keep wrestling, right?
I would think so.
Okay.
All right, so what do you give the movie?
I don't know. I'm at like a 2.5. I feel like
It's
I
kind of a
like.
2, but I'm gonna go up to a 3 on it.
I kind of feel the same way. Um, you didn't like the acting, and I did like the acting. So why would you give it a 3 and not me? I guess I'm gonna go 3 also.
I just loved Taylor Joy and I gotta say that Maisie Williams.
Yeah, they're the standouts.
I didn't watch Game of Thrones, so I don't know her from that. And I've seen her in some other shit where she was actively bad, and so I was nervous about her being in the movie. And I think she's very good. Um, the Stranger Things kid does a bad Southern accent, but he's sort of likable in a Shaggy Dog kind of way.
He's too boring.
It's not the other two are the more boring ones.
No way. Are you kidding me?
Danny and Roberto.
Danny is into Rain, which I find interesting, and she's
No,
a
that's
person I've
true.
never seen before, so I was sort of into that. And Roberto has the whole thing with his girlfriend and the swimming pool scene. That's way better than going into the mines and being like, "Hey, Dad, what's
I
up?"
like the mines.
Oh, fuck the mines. It's so dark and boring.
I liked when he what's cool is when he's trying to save Ileana from all those smiley guys, and she just like pieces out and goes into limbo, and then he turns his power on, just like blasts through that hallway, fucking them all up.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But there's sort of like the one joke in that scene where she disappears and he's like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me," or something like that. He sort of makes a joke.
Yeah.
That didn't really land, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that was pretty
agree.
good.
I think look, the movie's a mess. It's not recommendable, honestly. But for me, a fan of these characters and
It could be way
someone
worse for us
it
having to do it for the podcast as like a bonus episode. I didn't hate it, to be honest. I had a good time.
yeah, I mean they shit this bad boy out into theaters at the height of COVID, and I mean it's better than a lot of movies they've promoted the fuck out of since then.
Yeah, this is your second viewing and it improved for you, which is a good sign.
Yeah, for sure.
So who's your MVP? Maisie Williams?
No, Anya Taylor Joy.
Okay, well if you're gonna go Anya Taylor, I think
She's
Anya
got
Taylor
that BDE. She's a powerhouse in this fucking thing.
she does, but she's sort of playing it up, and I can feel like I can see Anya Taylor Joy acting
I don't
sometimes.
care. I don't care.
But Maisie Williams, I was impressed with. I thought she was grounded and good. I thought that she was gay. I don't know if she is or not, but I thought she played tortured really well. I'll go Maisie Williams.
Wow. Maisie.
Yeah,
What Maisie knew.
what Maisie knew. She
I'll
only
tell you
knew
what
that
she
I
knew,
gave her
how
the
to
MVP.
act well.
Yeah. You never saw any Game of Thrones? Oh, you saw all of season 1?
I watched the first season. I don't remember her. She might have been in it, but she was like probably a little kid, right?
Yeah, she's probably like 10 years old or something
Yeah.
back then. I have 3 names written down for the LVP.
Okay.
I have Reyes,
Yeah.
Roberto, and Sam. The only 3 people. The other people I didn't like.
was
I liked
gonna
all
go
the
with
other ones.
Danny.
No, I loved her.
All right.
So I guess I'm just gonna go Sam.
Sam. Yeah. None of these Stranger Things, none of them should have careers after Stranger Things ends. I'm including Finn Wolfhard.
What about the
I'm
one that dated
including-
Ice Spice?
I'm including Millie Bobby Brown. I'm including the one that dated Ice Spice. I'm including the kid with the face. I'm including David Harbour.
Hubie Halloween? Was the one in Hubie Halloween?
Yeah. Absolutely one was. I'm including that metal kid from last season. I'm including Maya Hawke.
None of the adults should
I'm
either.
including Sadie Sink.
Oh, really? You never even saw the whale and you're already canceling her?
Yeah. Don't
not
stop
cool.
giving any of these kids movie roles.
I don't like that.
They can all be on CW shows when Stranger Things ends. That's fine.
Did you watch the music video where Sadie Sink played Taylor Swift?
I didn't watch the whole thing because it was 10 minutes long.
Oh, okay. All
Isn't
right.
it that one All Too Well?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It's Taylor's version. Oh, boy.
Who's your LVP? You went with Sam also?
What? No,
was
I
your-
went with Danny.
Oh, okay.
I thought she was bad. The actor. Anyway, she was also one of my, I always found that character kind of boring too, so it didn't really do much for me to see her in this movie. But Yeah, it was originally pitched as a trilogy. The second film was going to be an alien invasion movie with the Warlock as like the main guy, and like Antonio Banderas as one of the villains, and they were going to introduce this character Shan Karma, who as one of the villains, and she was going to turn into a New Mutant by the end of the movie, and that's a gay character too, Logan. So that might have put a wrench in the works
Yeah,
of
that would have
the
been cool.
Rain Danny relationship.
Has there ever been like a gay love triangle in a movie? Surely.
Probably not in a superhero movie.
Definitely not in a superhero movie, but in a movie in general, I feel like
Yeah, sure.
probably been touched only a few times.
Yeah, in the indie world mostly. And then the third one was going to be an adaptation of this storyline called Inferno, where like all these demons from Ileana's private limbo come to Earth and like take over the world.
Okay, an Ileana centric movie? I'm into that.
Yeah, that was going to be very Ileana centric.
Is Lockheed going to be a big part of it?
I would assume so.
All right. Like flying around or the puppet version?
Probably flying around,
if they're in the realm.
Yeah.
What was it called? Limbo?
No, Inferno.
Oh, I mean the realm that she goes
Oh,
to.
yeah, Limbo.